Hello and welcome to your daily love message from your person. My name's Liz and this is Guided by Angels. And I'm going to bring in 2 decks of cards for this reading today. I want to bring in 2 Mystic Moons decks, the Love Never Dies cards and the Karma's a Bee deck, okay? So what karma do they feel like they're getting for what's happened between the two of you, or what do they want you to know? What are they thinking about? What are they struggling with? And what do they feel about the love that's never dying inside? So what are their feelings and thoughts? And if you would like a personal reading with me, you can reach out to me at guidedbyangelsreadings@gmail.com. So thank you, angels. What's your person wanting to know today? What do they want you to know? What do they want you to know? I feel there's still more cards, even though some jumped out then. You got the Siren card, which is really powerful. Anything else? That one there. And what else are they thinking about? What's their karma? What are they feeling? One card. Okay. Wow. So the first thing they want you to know is, and I'm going to start with this one actually, you're the one I need and you're the one I fear. So this love, it makes them feel so excited yet so scared at the same time. Because when I'm connecting with this, it's like they can't even look you in the eyes sometimes, because if they look you in the eyes, they're going to lose it. They're going to lose it, because when they look into your eyes, not only do they want you and they can't help themselves when they are around you, but they also feel vulnerable and they feel like they could lose their mind, they could lose their strength. They feel like sometimes wearing the mask they wear, they feel that's a strength when it isn't, it's a weakness. Not being authentic isn't a good thing. If they are being inauthentic, it's weakness. Being authentic is a strength. Showing the world who you really are is a strength. When they are being vulnerable with you, that's an absolute strength. So some of them are afraid to look you in the eyes because they know that you see right through them, you see into their soul, you see beyond the mask they wear, and that makes them feel vulnerable, which is why they feel uncomfortable. So sometimes they feel uncomfortable looking into your eyes for that reason. So they avert their eyes, because they want to look you in the eyes, but they look everywhere but in your eyes sometimes. And the reason why is because you make them feel vulnerable. But also, when they do look into your eyes, they melt. Their heart busts wide open, because in their eyes, you're the siren, you're the one. You're the one they need and you're the one they fear. And they fear you because you have the power in their eyes to hurt them, let them down, tear them apart. Now, you would never tear them apart. You would never hurt them, not knowingly anyway, or not on purpose, but they feel like you have that power. Now, nobody has that power over them but themselves, but this is how they feel. And nothing is going to tear the love apart. They give me in excess, nothing will tear us apart. So they see you as a siren. They see you as very attractive, very alluring, someone who pulls them in. Sirens sing, so they may like your voice. You may have a really nice singing voice. Maybe some of you are musical, but they love your voice. When they hear your voice, it's very musical to them, very tinkly. Doesn't matter whether you've got a high voice, a deep voice, a medium voice. They are drawn to your voice. They love hearing your voice. They may even have a recording of you talking on their phone or their device, or maybe they can connect with you talking, because you may talk in videos on your social media platform, or maybe they've heard you talking in some other way and they get turned on. So they love your voice, they love your eyes as well. I feel your eyes are very beautiful to them. Obviously the eyes and the twin flame journey is huge anyway, because the eyes are the windows of the soul. But when you look into each other's eyes, you feel like you've come home. And that's why they may struggle with looking in your eyes, because they know if they look in your eyes, they're going to lose it. They could cry, they could get very emotional. But they love your eyes and everything about you, really, hair, body. Doesn't matter whether you're a guy or a gal, they're just drawn to you. So they're very drawn to you physically. They're very attracted to you physically. There's a lot of desire for you physically, chemistry-wise. It's off the chart, it's powerful. But they also feel that beauty within you as well. So it's inside and outside. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they just want you physically, but they want you to know that they do desire you in that way. And that's all they think about. They're saying frozen inside without your touch. So a lot of them feel like they're frozen right now. They're frozen in time. They may feel stuck. They feel very lonely and alone and cold. You may even hear the song Frozen by Madonna, okay? You're frozen when your heart's not open. So they feel without you, their heart is not open. And they may come across that way to you. You know, they may seem a bit cool, a bit shut down, even a bit cruel at times. But it's because without your touch, they feel like there's a big void there. There's a big void in their heart and soul without you. So they feel frozen inside. But you thaw them out. You warm them up. You heat them up. And it's like you bring them back to life. You know, I spoke about this before where when you are perhaps in a karmic relationship, you lose your own identity, you forget who you are, you perhaps forget what you're passionate about, there's no intimacy going on. And when you come together with your twin flame, whether it's for the first time or after a long time, it's like they get those paths. You know, when you've kind of passed out and they go boom and they bring you back to life. That's how your person makes you feel. So they've brought you back to life and you've brought them back to life too. So when they give me that song by Evanescence, as he bring me back to life, I'm getting quite a few things coming through here in this reading now. But I feel this is a huge message about the way you make them feel. So if they feel frozen, if they feel numb, if they feel cold, if they feel like they've got nothing going on in their life, you've brought them back to life. So you may feel like their heart is frozen because they've shut down from you or they're hiding from you, but it's only because they're afraid of being hurt by you. But actually they're so attracted to you, it makes them feel insecure. They're saying snowfall. The storms have blown me back to you. So this is reminding you all paths lead home. Everything leads back to you. And there may have been storms around in their life recently that's guiding them back to you. So they could have been going through a tower moment. Now, storms can also be a symbol of the outside weather. So if you've been experiencing a lot of physical storms where you are, it could have been very windy, or maybe there's been a storm, or there could have been a snowstorm, or maybe you've been watching a film and there was a snowstorm, or there was a rainstorm or something with wind. It's a sign of them being blown back to you. They're drawn back to you like a moth to a flame. And they feel that power, they feel that energy, so they're being drawn to you. Okay, so I feel moths very significant. I connected with moths in the early reading as well. I feel moths are significant to them being drawn back to you, like a moth to a flame. But the snowfall is also a sign that they're coming. Now, this could be a sign as the snow falls, they reach out. So if you experience snow where you live, and I know not everyone will, but if you experience snow, when the snow falls, you may receive communication or something big could happen in your connection. If you don't get snow where you are, there could be a storm. It could be a rainstorm, or it could be a windstorm or a sandstorm. But it's a sign they're coming back to you. So you're going to see these things around you going on, whether it's in your physical world or in a show or a film or on social media, because they're being drawn back to you. So they feel like they're being blown back to you by the universe. They're coming back. This is another sign they're coming back to you because the siren calls and they're drawn. The same priestess, look in my eyes and see all the lies. So again, this is another reason why they're averting their eyes, because they know if you look into their eyes, you're going to see right through them. You're going to see their lies, and they don't want to lie to you. And they feel very guilty about the fact that they have maybe lied in their life, especially if they were involved in other things or they've been hiding the connection with you. And understand this, they don't lie to you, but they may lie about you to others, or they may, lie in their life to keep you a secret, or because they're not out in the open yet, and they know that you see through it all. So they can't really lie to you, not that they would lie to you. They may tell a few white lies, but they would never, give you a big porky pie lie. They would never give you anything that will cause you real pain in that way. Sometimes they deny the feelings, but they try and do it for the protection, to protect you. They don't do it to hurt you, or they don't intend to hurt you, or they don't do it intentionally. But they know how psychic you are. So many of you are readers yourself, or you're intuitive, you're healers. You may also connect with crows, because I've got the crow here as well. So you may hear crows courting, or you may see crows. I've been seeing crows in pairs, like couples of crows, which is really powerful. But the crow is a symbol of psychic intelligence, knowledge, wisdom. It's how they just know that you know. It's like they know that you know what their truth is, what they're going through. You know. And it could be because you're reading cards, or you're just intuitive, or you know them so well, you can see right through them. And that's really what they're saying. They love looking in your eyes, but they struggle sometimes to do that. And you might think, why? Why aren't they looking in my eyes? Is it because they don't find me attractive? No, they love your eyes. They love everything about you. Of course they find you attractive. They're so drawn to you. They're not looking in your eyes because you make them feel vulnerable and a little bit nervous and uncomfortable. They're saying, I'm sorry for breaking your heart. So they know as well that you've got the power to be the executioner. You could shout at them. You could tell them off. You could cut them out. You could block them out. You could hurt them. Again, the executioner hurts. The executioner sentences to death in a way, puts someone down. And they feel you could do that because they broke your heart. So they're so afraid as well, and they want to reach out. And this can be a reason why they hold themselves back, because they're afraid of what you're going to do or what you're going to say. Because they know you have power. Not that you would hurt them intentionally. And this is why what you may need to do as well is let go of the past. But they said, I'm sorry for breaking your heart. So what do they feel as their karma for breaking your heart? Yeah, being in that incarceration. They feel like they're stuck in their own head. They're in a prison. They said, I made a mistake, and it holds a heavy price. So some of them are stuck in what they see as mistakes, which could be karmic relationships, situations that don't serve them. Someone could be in an actual jail cell. Someone could be in prison here from previous mistakes. Or they feel like they should be in a prison for what they've done. That's how they feel. Whether it's hurting you, hurting others. But they feel trapped or stuck in their own life. They feel incarcerated in their own life. They feel like their own head is a prison they need to break free from. And what they are starting to realise is that they've held the key all along to let themselves out of their own prison. It's like they're trapped in a cage and they have the key to open the door instead of being stuck there. And I'm also seeing this as frustration. A lot of frustration because they want you so badly. They want to make up for the past. They want to make it right. And they feel frustrated in their own life. And that could be because they may feel like you've got so much going for you and they feel like they've got nothing going for them and they're stuck in their own head. So really I'm seeing the prison as their own mind, and they are stuck in that and they've got to get out of that. And that's what they're doing. They're learning that they hold the key, that they can escape their own self-made prison, whatever it is. Whatever mistakes they've made, they have the power to rectify them, turn things around and change things, whether it's making up for it with you or speaking out to their family, friends, karmic partner, children, boss, whomever, and do what's right. They know they've got to do what's right. That's being authentic. And the most powerful thing is, the first thing they want to do is look you in the eyes and be authentic with you. And that's harder. I feel like to them that's harder to do that than anything else. When they do that, everything else is a walk in the park. So they're saying, I'm being blown back to you. Without you, what's the point? I'm just frozen in a time. I'm frozen inside without you. I feel stuck and blocked. And you have the power to hurt me, but you see right through me. So you know what I've done anyway, because you're the one. You're the one I need and the one I fear. So you've got to understand that, sometimes they think they're going to stay in easier things because those easier things don't challenge them. You challenge them. You're their challenge because you excite them and you turn them on and you are their greatest need. You're what they need, but also you're their biggest fear because they worry about losing you and all of that. So because you challenge them to be a better person, you challenge them to be authentic, you challenge them to stand out from the crowd and speak up and be who they truly have come here to be, that's scary to them. So until they're ready to actually find that courage and bravery inside, until they can find that backbone inside of them, they remain in cycles. So just see it this way, if they're with someone else or they're dealing with something else, that person doesn't challenge them. That person keeps them stuck in their own cycle of cowardice in a way. I'm not saying they're cowards, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they're cowards. What I'm saying is in that cycle of not being able to do anything, that person or that situation keeps them in that energy, whereas you break them free from that. That's why you've come. That's why you are their counterpart. There's nobody like you. And in a way, you're a catalyst to their growth. Obviously, you're not a catalyst to them. You are their twin flame, but you are a catalyst to their growth because you help them to stand up and be counted and to be the person they've come here to be, the person that God truly intended for them to be. And ultimately, they know that version of themselves is inside of them. They've just got to bring it out, and you help them by reflecting back all the pain, what they need to bring out. You help them to do that. So be proud of yourself because you were a big part of their awakening, their mission and their growth, just like they were a big part of yours. I hope this helps. Have a great day and I'll see you soon.